Oh, it's time. Welcome to part 4 of decluttering and downsizing my entire makeup collection. Today, we are going to be tackling bronzers and highlighters. If you're just stumbling upon this video and you haven't seen the other 3 parts from this series, let me just break down what's actually going on here. I've been working in the beauty space now for 12 years, and over the last 12 years, I have received and purchased and created a very large makeup collection. A collection that consists of products that I love and use, but also products that I don't actually use very much that just kind of sit in my collection waiting to be featured in that odd video or that odd piece of content. And I've just gotten to the point in both my life and my career where I just don't feel like having this large of a makeup collection filled with products that I don't really use is necessary. And instead, I'm way more interested in curating and creating a collection of products that I use and love, and that's just far more intentional. And all the products that I don't use, I wanna give away to people who will actually use them so that they don't just collect dust in my drawers. So do not worry, everything that I get rid of is not gonna be thrown out unless it's completely expired. I've been creating piles for friends and family to donate and even little bundles to give away to you guys. I've already gone through my eyeshadows, blush, foundations, concealers, and face powders. And today, like I said, we're gonna be tackling all of my bronzers and highlighters. I think that's enough chatting. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get decluttering. It's not really completely organized. Everything is kind of mixed up, but this bin seems to have most of my cream bronzers, so let's start with that. This is the Mirror Bronzer Stick in the shade Clay, and this is actually a product that I've completely changed my mind about recently. When I first tried this, when it first launched maybe like 2 years ago, I actually really did not like this product because I found that it was so sheer that it almost didn't even really do much. And I am somebody who actually enjoys a more natural makeup look. Like what I'm wearing right now on my face is how I normally do my makeup, but I've actually really started to appreciate this formula quite a bit and have been using it a lot. I actually love the sheerness. I love how it just gives like a light wash of color. I find that I reach for it a ton, so I will definitely be keeping it. And it's always interesting whenever I completely change my mind about a product because I hated this. Like I was talking shit. And I shouldn't have. This is a bronzer that I really didn't like when I first tried it, and I still don't like even now. This is the Dior Forever Skin Contour. I had such high hopes for this, especially because it is a Dior product. I just found this to be a very heavy bronzer, especially for a cream. The color also wasn't quite right for me, and I just really never reached for it for that reason, and it kills me. This was another very expensive disappointment. I actually very recently picked this up at Sephora, and I even bought it as like a little treat to myself. I was just so excited to try it. It's the Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick, and this is in Biscuit or Biscuit, depending if you want to say it with a French accent or not. More of a contour shade. It's definitely way more cool toned. I did find that even as a contour shade, the shade just wasn't quite right for me. I felt like it leaned a little bit too gray for my skin tone. I do prefer like a contour shade that's a little bit more neutral. It's also just so expensive that I don't feel like it's really anything special. So I am going to declutter it. That one hurts actually. Love this. This is the Makeup by Mario Bronzing and Shaping Serum. This is a really, really unique product. I don't really feel like I have anything else in my collection that's quite like this, which is why I will absolutely be keeping it. It's a bronzing serum, so it's like a serum-like formula. It's very, very, very sheer, and it's quite versatile. You can put this literally all over your face to just give like a bronzy glow. You can obviously pinpoint it as just a bronzer, and it works both ways, and it's very, very sheer. As you can see, like when I blend it out into my skin, it just gives a little bit of a sun-kissed sheen. I like that it has a pump and also a doe foot applicator. I feel like that's pretty unique, and it's just honestly a fantastic product, so I will absolutely be keeping this. Makeup by Mario knows how to do bronzers. Speaking of Makeup by Mario, I do have 3 of the contour sticks. I have the shades light, medium, light, and medium. Ooh, this one's actually completely unused, so I'm gonna keep that unused. I'm not gonna swatch it, and I'm gonna give that one away. That was a shade light. And medium, I'm not gonna keep. I do feel like it's a little bit deep for me. Light medium is definitely more my shade. More of a full-on, like full glam cream bronzer, which I do like to have. I don't only want to keep sheer products, of course, and I do want to have that variety in finish and texture. So I'm going to keep this for now, but always at the end of my declutters, I go through all the things that I'm keeping and I refine it even more. So if I find that there's anything similar, which I actually am realizing right now, I do have something similar, then I end up getting rid of it. And that thing that is actually similar is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour. This one's in the shade Core Shadow, and it is completely unused, so I'm gonna give that one away. I do have my correct shade actually in my Everyday Vanity right now. It's honestly become one of my favorite cream contours. It's like the perfect in between of being not too sheer and not too like full on and pigmented. And so because I love this so much, like this formula, and I feel like it's kind of in the same realm as the Makeup by Mario, I'm gonna give this one away, obviously, but I'm also gonna end up getting rid of the Makeup by Mario one. There you go. Ooh, we've got 3 of the Say cream bronzers. I really do like this formula. It's a great everyday cream bronzer. It's kind of a step above a super sheer product. It's not as sheer as the Merit, but it's definitely not as full on as like the Makeup by Mario or the Anastasia. I have the shade medium bronze, light bronze, and fair bronze. Fair bronze I actually really do like, especially in the wintertime when I get very, very fair, because it's a little bit more of like a neutral bronzer. It's not too warm. Then we have light bronze, medium bronze. I'm gonna keep medium bronze because it's so different than fair bronze. I feel like light bronze is just a little bit too similar, and I don't need to keep all 3. So I'm keeping 2 though, because I do really love this formula. Fenty Butter Biscuit. This was like one of my first favorite cream bronzers. Butter Biscuit is a really great one. I don't really feel like I need to have this in my collection though. I just feel like it's so similar to other things, and there's other products that I do reach for over this, and I haven't reached for this in such a long time, so I'd rather just pass this one along. I have another one of the Merit cream bronzers here. This is the shade Quince, which is actually not a great shade for me. It's a little bit too like orangey, so I'm gonna pass that one along. Ooh, the Rare Beauty cream sticks. I got 3 of them. We have Always Sunny, Bright Side, and Power Boost. This is Always Sunny. It's a little bit too deep for me and a little bit too warm, so I'm gonna pass that one along. Bright Side is a really great contour shade. I'm gonna keep that one, and I'm going to pass along Power Boost. It's just like not quite the right shade for me. I feel like it's a little bit too terracotta, which I don't always find works great for my skin tone, so I'm gonna pass that one along. This Danessa Myricks cream bronzer is a great product. I feel like I've had this for a little bit too long. I'm just going to actually throw this one away, especially with cream bronzers, because creams and liquids, you know, they grow things. So I'm just gonna throw that one out. Got some e.l.f. bronzers here. Really do love these e.l.f. bronzers. This is the Putty bronzer, and these guys are the Camo Liquid bronzer and contours. Good options from the drugstore. The Putty bronzer especially is like such a great cream bronzer. It's definitely a little bit on like the waxier side. This is actually a new one that I have in my collection. I don't know what shade it is because there's nothing on the packaging. It's kind of like a contour, really great, but because it is also brand new and I don't really reach for it as often as I used to, I'm gonna pass that one along. I am gonna keep these guys. I really like that it's like a doe foot applicator application. It makes it really easy just to kind of like draw on the face. I'm only gonna keep this shade though, which is more of like a contour shade again, and it's light medium. This one I'm going to pass along. Patrick Ta, She Sculpted. Oof. This is so good. This is a cream and a powder duo. I love the cream powder duos from Patrick Ta. They're just so versatile. You can use them together on their own. I really love that the cream is a little bit more cool toned and the powder is a little bit more warm. So you kind of get more of a contour and bronzer shade in here. And when you use them together, it creates like the perfect combination. Absolutely keeping this. This was a limited edition bronzer from NARS. It's the Casino Sunkissed Bronzing Cream. It smells so good. It smells like the, what's the scent that they have? It's like their signature tropical scent. I really, really do like this. It is a great bronzer and I reach for it a ton, so I will actually be keeping this one. This is a bronzing stick from M Cosmetics and Terra. Love this. This was like one of my go-to bronzers for a really long time. This is very old though, so I would have kept this if it was a little bit newer, but because it isn't, I'm just gonna throw that one away. Nude Sticks Bondi Bay. This was, you know what? This was the first cream bronzer that I really loved. It wasn't the Fenty one. It was definitely this. Bondi Bay was like a staple in my collection for so long. And I find it interesting that I love this so much because I actually can't really wear Bondi Bay anymore because I find that the tone is just so warm for my skin tone. It always looks a little bit orange on me. And I don't know how I used to wear it. And this one's completely unused, so I'm gonna pass that one along or donate it. We have another Fenty product. This is Mocha. The Fenty contour sticks are much stiffer in texture and they're again like a very full-on cream. I kind of go back and forth between really liking these and like not loving this formula, and because it's not like my absolute #1 favorite, I'm just gonna pass it along. These guys are the new Makeup Forever Artist Color crayons. The colors just aren't quite right for me. this shade over here, which is, oh my God, I need my glasses. Everything's so small. Dune, very, very like terracotta or like yellowy actually. It's a very yellow bronzer, not good for me. And this one's very red, also not good for me. So I just don't feel like it's usable for my skin tone. Love Sculptino from Tower 28. This one's in the shade Getty. I kind of feel like I need to throw this out though. It is quite old, but I kind of want to repurchase it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I should because it is very comparable to like the Say bronzer, very similar vibes. So I really don't need to repurchase it. And I won't. This is a pretty unique bronzer. This is Laura Mercier's Sunbeam. It's called the Tinted Moisturizer Bronzer. So it's, if I had to compare it to anything else, I would say it's kind of similar to the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin serum. It's like a serum-y bronzer. I would use it in a very similar way, and I'm gonna keep it. I do really like this, and I like to have this type of texture in my in my collection. We're done. Let's move on to the next. This is a mix. This is highlighters and bronzers. Some NYX bronzers here. These are the Bronzer Melt bronzers. Really love this formula. Really am not the biggest fan of the shades. I felt like all the shades were just like a little bit off for me. Like they almost leaned too pink. See, it has a bit of like a pinkier undertone, and like it works, but it's just not my ultimate favorite for a powder bronzer. These are the Patrick Ta Major Glow Cream and Powder Light Reflecting Translucent Highlighter Duos. I have 3 of the shades here. This is Baby, which is kind of like a pink highlighter. Honey, which is very bronzy and golden. These look really intense, but they are quite sheer. And then we have My Love, which is translucent. Right away, I'm gonna get rid of My Love. I don't like this, especially on my skin tone. It just doesn't really do anything. It's kind of just like clear, and the powder is just very sparkly. The pink, I kind of wish this was a warmer pink. It's very, very cool toned. I don't look great in cool tone pinks, so unfortunately I'm gonna pass that one along. This one, Honey, like I said, very sheer. So that looks really intense, but the balm almost doesn't even really show up. And the powder isn't quite right for me. It's like way too golden. I just like wasn't really the biggest fan actually of the highlighter cream duos. Love the bronzer cream duos, love the blush cream duos. The highlighters though, I don't know, not for me. It's almost like too sparkly. I would use this as like an eyeshadow. I wouldn't really use this on the top of my cheekbones. It's a bit too intense for my liking, so just not for me. I think I have people though in my life who really love and appreciate that, so I'm gonna pass those along. Love this. This is the ginormous airbrush bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury. This is one of my favorite powder bronzers. I use this all the time. It's completely matte, gives a really beautiful airbrush finish to the skin. It's very lightweight and it just does the trick. I'm definitely keeping it. This is a really unique cream bronzer. This is from Ilia. It's the Sunshift Cream Bronzer in Ray. And this is a cream that has a little bit of a shimmer to it. Or not really a shimmer, it's more of like a glow. Normally with cream bronzers, you won't see that. You'll see just plain like matte bronzers, and I really like that this has a little bit of a glow without it being shimmery. It looks really beautiful, especially in the summertime. I wore this to death, so I'm gonna keep this. This is another one of the bronzing creams from NARS. This is Laguna. I feel like I don't need to keep both Laguna and Casino. Casino is a bit deeper. I'm actually a lot deeper. I think I'm gonna keep Casino. I feel like it's a little bit more versatile. I don't really reach for Laguna in this formula as much. MAC Gimme Sun. This is such like a throwback bronzer for me. It's definitely on the warmer side, but I actually do really like it because it's a baked powder. It's fairly like sheer. It's not super intense. So even though it's warmer, it doesn't translate to be like orange. It just gives like a really nice warm glow. So I'm actually gonna keep this one. This is a contour palette from Dior, and I use it quite a bit. I kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. Decluttering is also really important so that I don't forget about the products that I actually really love and enjoy, and this is definitely one of them. I'm gonna keep it. I love like a little palette, especially when I get use out of all the powders in there. Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. This is a really nice little palette. I wouldn't say that it's like my ultimate favorite anymore. So many things have been released since this has launched years ago that I just prefer so much more. So I'm just gonna pass that one along. I have a bunch of these Makeup Forever palettes. I think they're both a mix of bronzers and blushes. I have a little contour palette, a blush. So these are just like magnetic palettes that I actually put together myself. I never reach for them, most likely because I can't actually see what's on the outside of these. I should put my makeup stickers on these. I feel like I might use them more. I don't really feel like I want to keep them though, because I don't reach for them. If I haven't used a product in a year, I probably shouldn't keep it. I feel like that should be like a good rule for me. I can definitely give these to friends who would really love this. So I'm just gonna give those away. LYS cream bronzer, and then this is the Armani Luminous Silk Aqua Highlighter. So this cream bronzer, I really do love the formula of it. The shade is a little bit off. It's the shade No Limits in Motivate. Is it the No Limits bronzer in Motivate? I'm not sure. It's almost like it's too light and too like pinky almost. Like there's just something about the shade that isn't quite right for me, but I really do love the formula. Like it's so blendable and so creamy and beautiful, but the color just is like a little bit off. And every time I put it on, I'm like, there's something about this that doesn't work for me. So I think I'm gonna pass it along, unfortunately. I kind of wish I just had another shade. And then this Luminous Silk highlighter from Armani, I'm also just not gonna keep. I don't love these. This is like also a very, very useless one in my opinion. It's like a white cream that barely shows up. And it kind of gives like a white cast. It's not good. So that one I'm getting rid of too. All done. Moving on to the next one, Gucci bronzer. Love this actually. This is one of my favorite powder bronzers. It's the Eclat Soleil in 03. It's honestly just great. Packaging, absolutely stunning. I love the shade of it. I love the finish. It just applies really well. And I'm just definitely going to be keeping it. Makeup by Mario powder bronzers, also love these a lot. They're just great, like basic powder bronzers. No shimmer, no shine, just matte and very smooth and blendable. I have the shade Light, which is a little bit too light for me, and then medium. I'm gonna keep medium, gonna get rid of light. It's also not used, which is great. So I'm gonna pass that one along or donate it. And medium I'm gonna keep. This is the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder Bronzer. This is so light, like unbelievably light. It's almost a face powder. So I'm gonna pass it along. This is a Kosas Cloud Set baked powder in the shade Softly. So this isn't a bronzer, it's actually just a face powder, but I bought this specifically to bronze. And I actually forgot that I even did this. Like I forgot that this was in my collection. Oh gosh, and it looks like such a great shade, and I really love the formula of the Cloud Set, as most of you probably know. So I am gonna keep this. I kind of want to play around with it a little bit. I've got these two, I think these are highlighters. Yeah, they're highlighters from Givenchy. They're very pretty. I just never reach for them, ever. Like I think I've kept them for such a long time because they just look gorgeous. Natural Rosé is particularly very pretty. I don't know if I want to keep it. It's just like a basic powder highlighter. When it comes to highlighters especially, I feel like the majority of them are kind of the same but different. Like it's so hard to find a unique highlighter. There's obviously so many different formulas and finishes and all of that, but it just ends up looking the same on the skin. And that's kind of how it is with most makeup. And as a makeup lover and somebody who just enjoys to like play with makeup and play with like different products from different brands, and it just brings me a lot of joy, I'm fine with that. Like I'm fine with having products in my collection that are kind of end up looking the same, but if it gives me a different experience as I'm using it and I already have it, then I'm open to keeping it. But at the same time, like I also don't want to be silly and keep too many things that are too similar. And when it comes to highlighters, there's just so many of those. So I do want to be very picky. This is the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. Love the Beauty Light Wand in the original shade, the like champagne. I don't like this one. It's very yellow. This is the Radiant Bronze Light from Hourglass. Oh, one of my top 3 favorite bronzers. This is just beautifully glowy, such a beautiful formula. The Hourglass Ambient Powders will always be some of my favorites. I'm absolutely keeping it. NARS Laguna. I've kept so many NARS products because they are just kind of like holy grail products, like NARS Orgasm, for example. But I don't actually really reach for them very often. I just kind of like to keep them in my collection. Laguna is kind of one of those. It's like one of the first bronzers I ever put on my face because it's the one that my mom used to have that I would go in her vanity and steal all the time. And, you know, I love it just for like nostalgic purposes, but it's not actually a bronzer that I really reach for very often anymore. So we're gonna just rip the Band-Aid off and pass it along. This is a pretty Dior bronzer. I haven't gotten a ton of use out of it, but I remember every time I would use it, I would actually really enjoy the experience. It's very smooth, it's matte, it's very buttery. It's the Mineral Nude Bronzer in 02. So I'm actually gonna keep this one. Last but not least, we have this Elia bronzer. This is the Novelty Nightlight Bronzing Powder. I haven't used it in a while and it's just looking off to me. Like when I swatch it, it's swatching and picking up very, very powdery, and it's almost swatching like a little bit green. I don't know, maybe it's gone bad. So I think I'm gonna throw this one out. Oh my God, guys, we're down to the last two. I feel like that went by so quick. Wow, there's a lot of these guys. Okay, I actually very recently just got these in the mail. These are from MAC. They're the Skin Finish Light Struck liquid highlighters. I'm already using and really enjoying one of the shades here, and I just don't think I need to keep all of the rest. I'm literally just going to pass these along to friends. Probably my #1 favorite powder bronzer right now is the Haus Labs powder bronzer. It just hits all the boxes for me. It's matte, but it has a little bit of a glow. It's not overly pigmented. It's very smooth, very buttery. It's just truly the best bronzer. The color is perfection for me. It's light level 3. In case you're wondering. It's called the Velvet Bronzer, the Power Sculpt. So good, 100% keeping it. So this is a powder highlighter from Makeup by Mario. It's the Soft Glow Highlighter in Pearl. This is a really pretty highlighter. It's intense without being like over the top intense. It's a very like smooth and velvety finish. It does blend really nicely on the skin to be a little bit more translucent and just has like a really pretty glow. It looks very white in the pan, but it actually has more of like a peachy glow to it, which I really do like. So I am gonna keep this one. Another product I kind of didn't know that I had in my collection. I'm always embarrassed when I say that because I feel like that sounds insane, but it just happens. I don't know what to say. It just happens sometimes. These are the light reflecting luminizing powders. This one is in the shade Electra, and then this one's the shade Eros. Whoa. These are, wow. Very, very, very intense. These look like intense highlighters. Honestly, I'm down to keep this. Definitely don't need to keep both. I'm going to get rid of Eros. It's just a little bit too light for me. I like the little bit of warmth that Electra has. And I kind of want to use this also on my eyes. Charlotte Tilbury Champagne Glow. Honestly, didn't do much for me. Gonna pass that one along. This is a big Charlotte Tilbury Superstar Glow highlighter. Also, didn't really do much for me. It's freaking huge though. Gonna pass that one along. This is Becca Champagne Pop. Holy shit, this is like a relic, but it's actually new. This is the Smashbox X Becca Champagne Pop. You can see it's completely unused. I actually have my original Champagne Pop or Opal or one of my Becca highlighters like on display on my shelf over here because it's like such a classic product for me. I am actually gonna keep this. Champagne Pop was a fantastic highlighter and it still is. We got some highlighter sticks over here. Glossier Quartz, Nude Sticks Bubbly Bebe, and Nude Sticks Hey Honey. Really do love the Nude Sticks highlighters. Oh my God. Bubbly Bebe is actually one of my favorites, but this just looks horrific. It's so old. Hey Honey is a really great, more like golden highlighter shade. I do really like these because they're just beautiful and glossy. And this is like golden without being like too golden. It works for my skin tone really nicely, so I'm gonna keep that one. Quartz from Glossier, it just is a little bit too stark for my skin tone, and it kind of like almost looks white on me, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. You guys, we made it to the very last bin. This is the Prada Glowing Powder in Light. I gotta say, I was very disappointed overall in the Prada line. I've tried all the products in it, none of them impressed me. The price tag is so insane on these products. I can't even wrap my head around it. This is just a regular, it's a very nice formula highlighter that just fell out of its compact. Really just nothing special though. I'm not gonna keep it. I also don't like the smell of it. It smells like perfume, which all the Prada products basically do. Quite a few of the Rare Beauty liquid highlighters, the liquid luminizers. These are beautiful, beautiful liquid luminizers. Seriously, one tube of this could last you a lifetime. I'm gonna keep some of these, but not all of them. I do really like the pink one here. I don't really have any other pink highlighters that I'm keeping, so I definitely don't want to not have a pink highlighter. So this is Mesmerize. Hard to swatch a highlighter without you just seeing literally just a glow. But that's literally what it is. That is actually the only color that I'm going to keep. The other ones are really pretty, just not shades that I really go to very much in like a highlighter format. So all of these I'm going to give away. This is the KJH brand Hyper Shine Serum. This is a very unique product. It's basically a serum that you're actually meant to mix in with her Balmy highlighter, which I don't believe I have in my collection here. I believe it's in my vanity at home, and it transforms the product and gives it more of like a high shine finish. You can also use this on its own. It's literally just like a clear serum that gives like a glossy look. You can use this on your eyes, on your cheeks, even on your lips. The Rare Beauty highlighters. This is the Exhilarate highlighter. The Rare Beauty highlighters are very, very, very intense, very shimmery and sparkly. I do like them though. I love how I started off by saying how I don't love like a super intense highlighter, but this is like an intense highlighter that really does it right. I like this especially for like events when I want something a little bit more intense, so I'm gonna keep it, and the color is beautiful. This is a pink highlighter from the Sephora collection. It's a luminizer in Pink Flash. Really do like this. I like a pink highlighter, and this works really nicely layered on top of a blush. MAC Double Gleam is such a classic highlighter. I also have MAC Whisper of Guilt, which is another very classic highlighter. It's a very golden highlighter. I actually don't love it for my skin tone, so I'm going to get rid of it. I do like Double Gleam though. We are getting towards the end here, so I'm gonna just quickly go through the rest. This is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Hue Drops and Sun Glow. This is very similar to something like the Drunk Elephant Debronzy. Really, really like this. It's just like a bronzy serum. I'll swatch it so you guys can see what it looks like. More so something that I would mix in with a foundation to add like a bronzy glow. And it does a great job of doing exactly that. I really like it. I'm keeping it. The Lisa Eldridge Elevated Glow highlighter is stunning. Almost like a serum-y highlighter. It doesn't even have that much color to it. Perfectly natural. We're done. Wait, no, I have one more thing. This is just sitting like randomly over here. This is Benefit Hoola, a really, really big Benefit Hoola. This is like a classic, such a good bronzer, such a good shade, kind of works as a bronzer or a contour, and I'm keeping it. Ending on a positive note. Okay, let me show you the results. All right, here's an overview of all the products that I'm saying goodbye to. And then on this side are all the products that I'm keeping. I think a really solid amount. I'm very, very happy with the results here. So I'm gonna kind of separate everything that I'm keeping in different categories just to kind of get a good look of what I have. These are the two palettes that I kept. Okay, I have a lot of matte powder bronzers. I don't know if I need to keep all of them. Like the Makeup by Mario and the Gucci one is very similar. And I think I'm gonna keep the Gucci over the Makeup by Mario. The Hoola is a little bit more cool toned. This is more neutral and this one's more warm. I'm happy with all of that. For the cream bronzers, I got two from Say, but they're very, very different colors. So I'm gonna keep both. I do like that the NARS one has a little bit more of like a cooler tone compared to the Say, so it's a little bit different. So I'm still gonna keep that. Two very different formulas for stick bronzers. I'm good with that. Yeah, everything else I'm definitely gonna keep. For my powder bronzers, these are the glowy powder bronzers that I'm keeping, and I feel like all three of them are quite different from each other. And these are my two baked powder bronzers. So similar in color, I don't think I need to keep both. And I think in that case, I'm gonna keep Give Me Sun, and I'm not gonna keep the Kosas. For liquid highlighter, I feel like all of these kind of hit different points. These two are like similar-ish, but not even, because this is a stick and that's a liquid. This is very pink. I'm happy with that. Liquid bronzers, keeping both of these. And last but not least, we got the powder highlighters. These three look very similar. I don't feel like I need to keep Double Gleam and Pearl. I do like how Pearl has a little bit more of like a peachier tone to it, whereas Double Gleam is much whiter. So I'm going to get rid of Double Gleam, keep Pearl. I'm just gonna keep the rest. I think I'm allowed. Look at that, guys. I was right. I was able to fit everything all in one bin. Let me just organize this a little bit nicer because it's not looking so cute. You know what, even though I can put it all in one bin, I'm gonna separate it just so it's not so cluttered. This is the final result, guys. Highlighters, bronzers. Yay. Next up, we are tackling my lip product collection, and honestly, I've been avoiding it. It's gonna be a 3-part series on its own. There's a lot to go through. Everything else, I feel like I'm really able to narrow things down very logically. When it comes to lip products though, all my logic goes out the window. So if you want to be sure that you don't miss the rest of this decluttering series, definitely subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments as per usual, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.